Hey everyone! I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Okay, it's been like 2 months. I am a very, very busy person. I do filming full time as well, so getting to talk about toys is something that I want to do a lot more. And hopefully we'll be working toward to in the future. But sorry it's taken me so long, but I promise my videos will be coming out a lot faster than what they were. So, like I said in the last video that was talking about Glowworm, today we're talking about the Talkboy Deluxe. So as you can see, I have two Talkboys in front of me and a little pen right here as well. So what is it? So the Talkboy is a tape recorder that was introduced in '92 with the release of the movie Home Alone 2, starring Macaulay Culkin, one of my favorite films. Basically there were two types. So you have the Talkboy, and then you have the Talkgirl. Now, there's probably a few of you that are like, I don't recognize this one. The Talkgirl that I saw was pink and purple. Yes, there's actually 4 different colors of the Talkboy, and there's even a blue and white one that, like, this color clear, or blue and yellow, if I remember right. I'll include a picture of it. But basically, the Talkboy was introduced in 1992. So it was introduced with the release of the movie Home Alone 2. And it was released, I think, the same day or around the same time frame at Toys R Us only. And that's what I got after researching on the internet about it. So this is the main one that most people are familiar with because it was featured in the movie. And I will say this, if you ever compare this one to the actual movie one, the movie one's so much nicer looking than these. But they still basically did the same thing. So the Talkboy, you're probably, okay, anyone who's watching this know what it is, but just in case someone doesn't, it is a tape recorder. So you had the first sets of Talkboys that came out came with this tape right here. So this is the Talkboy Deluxe cassette tape that you would use to record. So it's 15 minutes each side, and you would put this in here and record. Now, for anyone who got the Talkboy later down the road, like in the mid to late 90s, there was actually another cassette tape, and it featured sound bites from Home Alone 2. And you could play it either in fastback or slowback. You just had to figure out which side of the tape it was on. So for most of these, you just pop it in here and record. So the one that I have, I am missing the back. That is probably the battery cover is one of the things that goes missing on like every toy. But I have to say that this one worked very, very, very well. I do use it on occasion when I want to record my thoughts. But it's fun to play with, and it's fun to use. So this was actually one of my favorite toys from the 90s that I had a lot of fun with and played with a whole lot until mine unfortunately broke about 1.5 years after getting it, and I think I still have it floating around somewhere, and I was just hoping I could fix it, but instead I wound up finding another one that I could actually use. So you have the Talkboy. Now, the Talkgirl, the first Talkgirl was pink and purple, I believe. And that one, I remember the commercial for it. I remember the commercial for this one as well. But when I was out thrift shopping, I saw this one. So this one is like clear pink and clear, I guess, white, clear. And when I saw this one, I was like, that is an interesting looking Talkgirl. I never saw this version, so I went ahead and bought it. And there is still actually a $3 sticker on here that says that I got it at the Goodwill back in 2008. So I've had this one for a little over 10 years now. And it works great. I was actually playing with it earlier. What is it? They're fun. They're fun to play with still, even now. Easiest way to find one of these, I will say, is going on like eBay. And searching on there. I will say that the prices for these are very expensive now. When I got this one, I got for 95 cents at a thrift store. This one I got for $3 at a thrift store. That is not the case anymore. I actually do not see these on occasion whatsoever anymore. A lot of Goodwills, Savers, thrift stores in general, they look on eBay, Amazon, just different websites to price stuff, and a lot of this stuff gets shipped to their online auction stuff. So it's a hit and miss on finding these guys now. That unfortunately is not a good thing for someone who may want one just to play with or want one for their collection. You may have to pay a lot more money than what you used to, because now with these, if you want one, you can find them on eBay. Their minimum is usually like $50 for one now. But I have to say, with my comments on these, this was a really fun toy of the 90s. There is actually one other thing that I had mentioned earlier, and that is the pen. So Talkboy had a lot of other kind of different types of toys to go inside with this recorder. So you had the Talkboy FX Deluxe pen, and you could record for like 15 seconds. You could play either high or low, and you could erase it. There was also 6 different sound bites on the back of it as well. So that is something that, this was actually the first thing that I ever got. This is not my original pen. I still have my original pen somewhere, and I might have thrown it away because I think it finally bit the dust. But I got this one off eBay probably about 7-8 years ago, and it still works. I just don't keep batteries in it. For anyone who has any battery operated toy, please take your batteries out of your toy. I know it's common knowledge to do that, but please keep doing it. I know that a lot of the battery companies say they have leak-free batteries. Don't believe it. Just take your batteries out if you're not playing with your toys, because it will destroy them. But there's no batteries in this. There is batteries in this one because I was playing with it earlier. But those will be taken out as soon as I'm done. So basically, I just wanted to talk about kind of how these work. It's simple, just like a regular cassette tape player. You put the tape in, you can have record, rewind, play, back, stop, and usually with recording, let's see here, I don't think there's anything on there. You can record onto there, and when you want to record fast, put it in the slow. If you want to record slow, put it in the on position, and then just move it back and forth. This one labels it a little bit better. It's got your fast mode, your standard mode, and then your slow mode. But here, it's like you kind of had to like read the instructions just a tad bit, I guess. But this was one of my favorite toys growing up, and I actually remember watching Home Alone 2 a lot after I got the recorder for my birthday in '98, and I remember watching the movie a lot with the recorder, just recording stuff from there. And I have to say that this is definitely a simple toy, but was a lot of fun just because you got to play with your voiceover, basically play with your voice. And I know that nowadays this would never take off, because you can do pretty much all this stuff, including these sound effects, using your cell phones. But at the time, in the 90s, this was a lot of fun toy. Great to play with. Pretty durable kind of take, but if you drop it on concrete, probably didn't work anymore. But I have to recommend this definitely as one of my favorite toys from the 90s, because I love playing with it and things like that. So I promise, like I said, I will start putting up videos a lot more faster. My next video is actually going to be on the Nerf Ball Blaster. Master Blaster, I think is what it's called. And I was going to talk about that. And please like and subscribe. I'd also love to hear your comments about what, if any of you had a Talkboy, did you have fun with it? What did you use it for? Things like that. Did you try to do the phone thing like what they did in the movie? Which, by the way, that never worked. But please leave a comment, subscribe, like this video, and definitely hit me up for questions if you have questions about any of the toys that I feature. These are all my personal own toys. If it's not mine, I will say something about it not being. And for some of the toys that I do have, I do put them up for sale if I can find them. Unfortunately, I never find this one anymore. So these two are my personal ones that I'm planning on keeping. But please like and subscribe. Send me a message if you have any questions. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.